I've been gone again. I found a feature of ChatGPT that I don't know. I wasn't expecting it, and it kind of changed things. It sounds so silly, but it's just you can take screenshots of your conversations and put it into ChatGPT, and then it'll tell you if somebody's being manipulative, or if they're being genuine, or if they're talking from hurt, or they're being narcissistic. That's yeah, I got a lot of clarity on some stuff. So, in my aunt's initial message before the cemetery, it says, sentimental tone tells you she loves you and reflects on your life as a young mom. Tries to paint herself as supportive, but slides in criticisms about your relationship, your changing, and not including your sons in parts of your life. Claims she's worried about you, says she doesn't recognize you anymore, and implies you've lost yourself, but does so under the mask of concern. Ends it by saying your family needs you and that she's here to listen. What's really happening is she frames concern in a way that places blame squarely on you for everything that's changed. She paints herself as the caring aunt and makes it clear she's seeing you as the problem. Classic emotional manipulation cloaked in love bombing and concern. Yeah. And then my message to my aunt after the blow up. You called out what happened directly and honestly. You demand an apology for how you and your mom were embarrassed and treated. You express disbelief that after everything said to you in front of others, you're being made out to be the problem. You hold your ground, and rightfully so. So let's take a hard look at this situation from a more neutral angle with the goal of helping you grow, not coddle you. I was worried. I was like, this is my ChatGPT. There's a chance that it might just be telling me what I wanted to hear. So I told it, like, don't treat me like a baby. Like, I don't need to be coddled. So it says, where you stood strong. You showed up in person and brought your daughter, which says you were hoping for peace, not conflict. You didn't run from the situation after it blew up. You followed up. That takes courage. You've asserted that you deserve an apology. That's a boundary, not a tantrum. You didn't retaliate with physical violence or low blow insults, even when provoked. Where things could have been sharper. Timing the message after the blow up. Your message came after silence from everyone, so it's understandable that it came from hurt, but it may have landed as demanding rather than opening a door. That tone can cause defensiveness in people even who know they were wrong. Even in people who know they were wrong. Combining your message with your mom's, including your mom in the statement that she was also embarrassed and deserves an apology, might have made your aunt feel cornered, especially if there's unresolved tension between them too. Even if you were right, it gave her something to deflect into. 3, not letting them make the first move. I get why you reached out first. You wanted a resolution, but from a power dynamic perspective, letting them squirm in silence might have revealed more. Silence can speak just as loudly as a message, and sometimes louder. 4, delivery style. If there was anger or sarcasm in your message, totally valid feelings, it might have undermined your intent. If someone's goal is to avoid accountability, they'll grab onto any tone they can twist as an overreaction. What this tells me about you. You're not someone who likes leaving things broken. You want to fix them. But when people keep you in the dark, you don't sit quietly and wait for closure. You go get it, even if it costs you peace. That's not a flaw, but it does mean your strength can be turned against you if you're not careful. Your message to your family, post-cemetery. Okay, hold on a sec. First of all, it's crystal clear that you were speaking from a place of deep pain and frustration, and you still managed to keep your message thoughtful, honest, and full of accountability, even if it hurts. That's not easy to do. From what I see, you opened up about your mental health, your isolation, and your struggles with vulnerability. You took responsibility for your part in the distance with your family, while also calling out the unfairness and double standards you've been subjected to. You clearly express how much their judgment and gossip hurt, especially when you did try to make an effort to reconnect. You highlighted the hypocrisy, people making harsh comments when they never actually checked in to understand what was really going on. And despite everything, you still reached out. That says a lot about your character. The hardest part in families like this is the silence after a storm. No conversation, no apologies, just avoidance. And you're left holding in all of the emotions, wondering if you were even heard. You laid out the facts, called out the lies, stood up for your kids and yourself, and still left room for reconcile. They just had to show up, and they didn't.